Hi again. This is the review of the ARILUX Outdoor LED Security Light. If you're interested in more information, check out the video description for this review, and there's links to a full written review as well as links to the light and a discount code you can use when buying the light. This is a small panel of LED lights that is great for security purposes or general light illumination around the house where you need some extra light at night and you don't have access to electrical outlets or something like that where you can plug in a hardwired light. This is a fully standalone solar light. It charges during the day and it operates from a battery at night. It's easily installed and has a motion detector which is used to detect when somebody is nearby and can turn on the light automatically. It also has different modes. It can stay on indefinitely as long as the battery holds out, which lasts about 4 hours. Or you can have it just slightly illuminated, which I'm showing in this video here, where it's on all night in a very low mode, provides just enough light to see, but when somebody walks by, it poof up to high. Or you can just have it on a high mode when somebody walks by and it'll trigger and only turn on high, and other than that, it'll just be off. If that sounds confusing, it's probably because it is confusing. I kind of confused myself there. Basically, there's 3 easy modes to use. Pretty much anything you'd want, you can just select a mode that is most applicable for your purpose. I like the mode where it's on dim all the time, and that provides just a little bit of illumination all night long. And then when you walk by, it turns on high and you can see much better. That's my favorite mode anyway. I do encourage you to check out the written review for this in the video description. It'll have a lot more details about the internals of the light, the specifications, and I do disassemble the light just to show you what's inside. You're not actually supposed to take the light apart, but it's easy enough to do so. And what I found inside was there are a couple of batteries in there, 18650s, that is used to power the light. So you can actually replace them if they wear out in the future, although make sure to replace them with protected cells appropriate for the light. Okay, so you're probably wondering, am I actually going to see the light unit itself or just that little wee thing in the upper corner of this video? And no, I'm going to show you the light. So let's get into that now. Okay, so here's what you get in the light. You get a box, you get the unit itself, you get some mounting hardware, you get a nice manual that describes how to use the light, and that's about it. And that's pretty much all you need. That little unit right there is fully self-contained. It contains the solar panel, it contains the panel of LED lights, it contains the motion detector, and it has holes in it for mounting. Easily pretty much anywhere in a wall. I would mount it at least 6 feet high, preferably around 8 feet to get the best effect, because the light does throw down and is fairly floody, but you don't want it directly in your eyes when you walk by, so mount it just under the eaves or something in your house, and that would be a great spot for it. Here you can see the solar panel. It's actually surprisingly powerful, 3.5 watts, and it will charge the light during the day if it's in full sun. On the back here is a mode switch, and you have 3 modes to choose from, as mentioned before. I like the mode that is dim and then just turns on high when you walk by, but you can also have it just off all the time unless you walk by, or you can have it on high all the time. Well, it's not quite high, it's about 50% power. It is, of course, off during the day, so when you're charging the light, it's not going to be on. If you use it sparingly, like if you just have it on the dim mode and it's just activated occasionally during the night, it stays on about 30 seconds or so when activated. It's not used a lot. You could actually mount it in a cloudy location or in a northern location where it doesn't get full sun, and it will charge enough during the day that it'll top up the battery for nighttime use. But if you're using it in the always on mode and it drains the battery overnight, you will want it to be in a sunny spot so that it can recharge the battery fully during the day. Here's an example of the light going from off to high when triggered. That's the mode where it is just off during the night and during the day, of course, and it only triggers when walking by. Here's an example of the light in always on medium mode. There's a bit of flicker in the video. It's not noticeable in person though. The light will last about 4 hours of continuous use like this, although in my experience it doesn't fully die out, it just slowly decreases in brightness. Finally, here's an example of my favorite mode, the one where it's in dim all the time. Only some of the LEDs are used in this, it's hard to see in the video, but when you walk by and trigger it, it goes into high mode. All the LEDs come on in a much brighter state. I think this makes a great security light, as well as just sort of an all-round light that is, just on all the time, just for some illumination. So things I like about the light is that it's a nice small unit, easy to set up and install. The motion detector has a decent range. It makes a nice security light. It's surprisingly bright and it lights up a large area. It does include batteries, and if they can be replaced if needed, although the manual says not to do so. So be careful about that. And the solar panel is large enough to fully charge the batteries during the day. Install it in a sunny location and you'll never run out of light. As far as the downsides to the light is that if you use the light in always on at night, it will fully drain the battery. And so you will need to install the light in a south-facing location in order to charge the light by the sun during the day. The other thing that the manual doesn't mention is use during winter. It's my understanding that you should not charge lithium-ion cells below freezing. So if you do get into a location where it's often below freezing during the day, it's probably best to remove the light for the winter season. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you another time.